Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Webinar Wednesday. My name is Brandon Lilly. Thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate you all taking the time and coming out to check out this webinar. Today, we're going to be talking about lead generation for small businesses. And I know for a lot of us, that's incredibly important, right? And we don't just have to talk about lead generation for small businesses as it pertains to only what you would consider those traditional lead gen style or lead gen type businesses, such as roofers, contractors, plumbers, electricians. Lead generation can also be generating leads for services that you might offer. Maybe they're professional services, a lawyer, a doctor. Could also be other types of lead generation for complex e-commerce sales. In fact, that's a whole strategy in of itself. Lead gen for complex sales or sales that are sales cycles, sales funnels that take a long time. So all of these tips and techniques that I'm going to be talking about, they can be used across the board. You may find that some are going to be more relevant to certain industries, others will be more relevant to others, but overall, the general strategy here can be used kind of across the board. So let's talk about a couple of things. I will be linking to a couple of different resources, some different blogs, other videos in the comment section down below. So you can check that out after the stream here. And if you have any comments or any tips or tricks that I may have missed or glossed over or have any questions, feel free, again, leave us a comment down below or feel free to chat live during this video. So in looking at this, I've broken up our lead generation strategies into four pieces, four individual pieces, and I believe that these are the main categories that we want to look at. And I would even look at them in this particular type of timeline or strategy funnel, if you're looking at it that way. That's going to be your website, your ad strategy, reputation and social. I mix those two together, and then nurturing. We'll cover nurturing here at the very end, but that's going to be really specific to what happens after you get the lead, or what, whether it's within a couple of minutes or whether it's within a couple of days. What happens when you actually get that? So first off, let's go ahead and talk about the website. A lead generation website in and of itself needs to be at its base functionality simple. Simple, easy to understand. We all know KISS, keep it simple, stupid, right? So we want to keep this as simple as we can possibly make it, or as simple as it could possibly be. When someone comes to your website, within 2.5 seconds or less, hopefully less, they should be able to understand what you do, where you are, and how to contact you. Those three things. Anything other than those three items, that's just icing on the cake. People may research on your site a little bit more or dive a little bit deeper into some of these things, and that's fine. That becomes more of a longer tail sale. That becomes something that can take a little while down the road. They may be even more quality. It may be a higher quality lead, more qualified because they spent more time, but doesn't matter if they can't identify who you are, what you do, and how to contact you, then that's a real problem. So we want to make sure that people can do that. Easiest thing to do when you're talking about this is to ensure that a lead gen or a contact form is right directly on the page that they land on. Now, this may not make sense on your home page. Maybe you don't want to have the form right directly on your home page. That's okay. Maybe you want to save that for your landing pages, specific vertical landing pages, or service product specific pages. That's okay. But you should, at minimum, at the very least, have a very easy to find and easy to interact with big old button right there in the center. Click here for to contact us, or click here to fill out a form. Get your free estimate. Anything like that. Maybe the free estimates or filling out a form isn't really what you need. Maybe you're a locksmith, right? Locksmith don't really worry about the forms. If someone's locked out of their house or locked out of their car, they probably want to talk to you right now. So that call to action needs to be your phone number. Maybe even it's a dialer. So if someone's got they've got their phone, they can just pull up your website and then they click right on it to call you. They don't have to look for the number. They have to copy paste or anything like that. So at its bare minimum with a lead generation website, that's the key. Make it very, very easy for the user to interact with that as quickly as possible. The about us, the who we are, the what we do, the things like that, that can all be deeper into the website. Your primary goal when somebody gets there is to get them to complete that lead form or give you a call. That's the goal. That's the value. And that needs to be the first thing that you focus on when we're specifically talking about how to create this lead generation funnel. We've done tons of different webinars on how to develop lead generation websites. We've got blogs, we've got infographics. I'll link to a bunch of those after the webinar here, so you can dive a little deeper into that. I feel like I've beaten this horse to death. Keep the website simple. Make sure people can reach out to you and understand, who you are, where you are, what you do, and how to contact you within 2.5 seconds. So moving on from there, how do you get people to your website? Right? This is the big question. You can build a beautiful website, and if no one's getting there or there's no ads driving people to your site, it's just a billboard in the desert, right? Very pretty, serves no purpose. Thanks for coming. Have a nice day. So you want to run some ad campaigns, and there's a couple of specific different types of ad campaigns that I have found to be incredibly useful. I've been doing lead generation and marketing for going on 10 years now. For a bunch of different companies of all types and sizes, and these kinds of ads seem to work incredibly well. Now, we'll talk about two different types of strategies. One strategy is sending people directly to your landing page or your homepage if you believe that will fit the need. The other one is using lead form ads. Lead form ads are ads, obviously, that are integrated right into wherever the user happens to be. So they never actually leave that site. Facebook is a great example of this. If you are running Facebook lead gen ads, the user who fills that out or who clicks that button never actually leaves Facebook. They never interact with your website. They don't go anywhere. So it's very, very easy for them to fill out this form and for them to reach you. Facebook will even auto-populate this with information that it already knows, such as name, email, phone number, maybe company name, something like that. Now, if there's information that Facebook doesn't know, the user hasn't provided it, they have to fill that out, and that's okay. A pro tip on this, and I would use this across the board on any of your lead gen ads, is make sure that you have at least one question, or at least one form field there that the system or the social profile or whatever does not have the information for. So it forces the user to fill that out. That way you're not going to get people that click on the ad, submit the form, move on with their lives, forget who you are, forget they even did anything. And then when you call and you reach out to them, they go, I don't remember filling out a form. Because technically they never really did, right? They just clicked twice, called it good, and moved on. But if they have to actively add something to the form or fill something out, that's where you start to get some more value there. So you may get slightly less form fields, but that's okay. That's perfectly acceptable because the forms that you receive, the lead gen forms you receive, will be higher quality of people that actually want to work with you. So you can do that on Facebook. You can do that on LinkedIn. LinkedIn obviously is very B2B. There are a lot of services that will do incredibly well there. But keep in mind that end users, consumers are the ones that are using LinkedIn's profile or LinkedIn profiles. So just because you're not offering a B2B service or a B2B product doesn't mean that you can't also generate leads that way and on that platform. Businesses are people too, and people obviously are going to have a need for the service or product that you provide. So keep that in mind. LinkedIn may be a phase 2 for some of you. It may be phase 1 for a lot of the B2B businesses out there, and that's where you want to start. Between LinkedIn and Facebook, those are your lead gen ads, and that's where you can really kind of get started. Now, if you're also running ads on Google Ads or Google AdWords, whatever you'd like to call it, that is where you'll want to send people to a landing page or a highly specific homepage. If you do one thing, you do it very well, and anybody who gets to your site can understand that very quickly. You may not need a landing page. If you have multiple services, multiple offerings, multiple products, you will want to have individual landing pages for each one of those. And each of the ads that you're running based on the keywords that you're targeting, you should be running ads that take the person directly to that landing page. If the keyword, the ad, and the landing page are all related to one another and all interact effectively, then that's how you see that funnel to conversion. They search, they click, they convert, but it all has to be related. If they search and they click and then they land on your homepage and your homepage is talking about multiple different things that you offer, or it's not very specific to what they have searched and clicked for, you're going to see that bounce rate and you just paid for a click that doesn't have any value for you. So that's where the landing page comes in. The difference between a landing page and a homepage, it's very specific to what the user was searching for. Oftentimes on landing pages, webmasters or marketers like to remove the upper header there, that navigation. I can see it both ways as an end consumer and somebody who understands the marketing tricks. Personally, I don't like it because I never land on a landing page and then convert immediately. Me personally, in my own personal life, I'm a huge researcher. So I don't make a lot of snap decisions to get in touch with somebody. That said, there are some services that you need that snap decision. Locksmith, great example. So you can leave the navigation up there or you can remove it. A/B test it. Try 2 different landing pages and see which one works better. If you have a more complex product, you may want to leave that navigation there because the consumer may need to do a little bit more research before they decide to fill out that form. So this is where the testing of marketing comes in. We can say all day long, this is what we believe, this is what we think will work, this is what we'd like to do. But at the end of the day, it's all about testing because your consumers are going to be very different and they're going to act differently than consumers for another business, even if it's in the same industry or a competing industry. So you've got your LinkedIn ads, your Facebook ads, Google ads. They all have a little bit different variation. And then the second part to that is retargeting. Retargeting is incredibly important because regardless, kind of across industries, you see about 97% of people do not convert the very first time that they interact with your brand or land on your page. Why? Because a lot of people are researchers. A lot of people are like me. Another reason could be that they are comparing. A lot of folks will, and Google's run some case studies on this, a lot of folks will open multiple web pages and kind of bounce between them to decide which one they like, which one they want to fill out, this and that. They may just be doing some research while they're, on the couch at home, TV's running, they're doing a little bit of looking. We'll get to it later. Or, oh, the baby starts crying, or, oh, I've got to go feed the dogs or something like that. They forget, they move on, all right? Happens to all of us. We've all been in the middle of a project and then completely forgotten or gotten distracted by what we were doing, had to go back to it. Retargeting ads drives people back to your site after they have interacted with you. So that's where the value of retargeting comes in, because you want to give people the opportunity to research, to look, to learn, and then to come back. You want to recapture that 97% of people that didn't convert the first time. So retargeting is paramount. You have to use retargeting across all of your channels at every opportunity, any chance you get. If you're not, then all you're doing is educating your consumer on why they should work with your competitor, because they'll never find you again. They'll forget about you. They'll move on to whoever they can click on next. So that's the ad portion of what we want to talk about. Let's move on to this reputation and social. This goes in a little bit to the research phase, right? There's all sorts of studies and statistics out there that show that people are influenced by other people's opinions, by online reviews, and by what they perceive the reputation of the business they're about to work with to be. So you can impact all of this. You can impact every bit of it. Now, you may have reviews, or you may be collecting reviews on different channels like Google or Facebook. That's all incredibly valuable, and you should. I also like to recommend Top Rated Local. TopRatedLocal.com, you get your free listing there. That's actually a review aggregate. Incredibly valuable for you as a business owner because it helps you keep track of new reviews as they come in. So a review on Facebook or Google, you may have missed or not gotten the notification. You don't know that you got one. All of this is aggregated into Top Rated Local, as well as giving you the opportunity to collect reviews on Top Rated Local proper and manage reviews there as well. Unlike some other review platforms out there, you do have control over the reviews that are left. You can interact specifically with people and ask that they re-rate you. Maybe there was a missed opportunity that you want to work with, or you want to work with them and then ask for a different rating. There's also an opportunity to hide abusive reviews. Now, you can't hide the star rating because if they give you a 1, that was their experience and that's honest. But if they're being abusive in their content or the comments, you can hide those because that's just not really valuable to anybody. So you've got a little bit more control of the reputation there. And social proof goes a long way. People like to believe people that are like them. So it helps to build that preconceived notion. If a lot of people say you're a great company to work with, people want to be right. So they're going to agree and go, yep, this is probably a great company to work with. So they're going to want to give you that shot, and then you can earn the business. Now, second to that is the social aspect of this. And by social, I'm talking Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, any of these, Pinterest, any of the myriad social networks that maybe make sense for your business and your brand. We don't have to worry about Google Plus anymore. It's going away. It's being sunset by Google. So at least now we've got a little bit smaller view of social media or social networks that we want to focus on. For just about everybody, I always recommend a Facebook page at minimum. If your customers need or the business needs to be able to communicate in real time very quickly, Twitter is an incredibly valuable resource. LinkedIn, obviously great for that business to business side, especially if you're working in the corporate world or more corporate clients. You have to have a LinkedIn. Pinterest is awesome for the DIYers or people that like to do it themselves. And if you are offering any type of do-it-yourself resources, things like that, it's very valuable there. And then, of course, Instagram, very image heavy. And a lot of people just use Instagram because it still feels very engaging. It still feels very natural, even sometimes opposed to Facebook. People feel like they're able to communicate or connect with a business a little bit more. Social proof goes a long way, and people are going to look on your social channels. I guarantee it. They're going to check your social channels and make sure that you are an engaging, responsive, and interactive company. If you are engaging and responding to customers, you're communicating with them, you're talking with them, you're posting regularly, they feel like you are a stronger, more well-rounded, more easy to trust business because they're looking for that proof. If you don't have any social channels and your website's maybe not that great looking and you're using an AOL email address and it's not a professional email address, something like that, there's a little bit of trust problems there. Maybe they don't want to give you their contact information because they're not 100% sure they can trust you with it. So your social channels are incredibly valuable for that, and you want to make sure that you have the content there, you are easy to reach, you're easy to engage with. A lot of folks even like putting Facebook Messenger on their website. It's a great way to communicate with people and answer their questions in real time. All things like that. So reputation and social proof are incredibly important for a lead generation perspective. The better your online reputation or the more well-managed, the more engagement and the more interactive you are in social, the more social proof you have, more people are likely to fill out that form, communicate with you, or at the very least, they're a lot more prone to answer your phone call when you call them back or answer that email when you email them. So after that, now we go to nurturing. Now, I think we've all had this experience. We fill out a lead form. We have a service that we need, or we have a product that we're interested in. We spend the time, we give them our first name, our last name, our company, our title, our business phone number, our cell phone, our email, all this kind of stuff. How long you've been in business? How long have you been around? What services are you interested in? What product are you interested in? You fill out these 18 different forms, submit, and then you never hear back from them. They never contact you, right? The problem with that is that, one, now you have a frustrated consumer who went through the hassle of searching for you, clicking on you, researching you, filling out the form, and then never hearing from you. Or they called and they left a message, they never heard back. And you spent the money to drive them there. So nurturing is incredibly important. You can nurture with retargeting ads, which we talked about a little bit earlier. But I also like to always recommend utilizing a CRM and email marketing. Both of these things will help you in your lead gen and your lead nurturing strategies and campaigns. At Marketing 360, we do have a free CRM for small businesses. You are welcome to sign up for that and utilize that for as long as you would like. It is a free CRM, and we created that just so that you have the capabilities of using that. You don't have to spend your well-earned marketing dollars anywhere other than in marketing and in growing your business. So I'll link to that in the resources after this as well. So the CRM is a customer relationship manager or management system. And what it does is it allows you to take that lead that came in, they filled out the form, it goes into your CRM, and now you've captured all that information. And as you or your sales team reaches out to these people, you can leave your notes, you can leave your comments, you can identify what were they interested in and why. So that way, maybe your salesperson is out sick and they don't get a chance to call them back. Well, maybe they have all their notes on a yellow notepad, or, like I do, I keep a lot of my notes on my phone because it's always with me, but they're not there. And you still need those notes. You still need to know what you needed to call this person back about, or the quote you needed to provide, or the services that they were looking for. All of that can be housed within the CRM, accessible to anybody that you'd like. Additionally, you can use this information to create email marketing campaigns. And these email marketing campaigns are incredibly valuable for, one, keeping you top of mind, ensuring that you're providing the right kind of information at the right time to these consumers, that you are providing relevant content. This relevant content could be add-ons, new services, new products, things that are valuable to them as they move forward. Maybe they already used your service. Well, using it once is great, but let's have them use your service 10 times over the lifetime of that customer. And email marketing can help you do that. SMS marketing could be, text message marketing could be another opportunity where you can nurture these leads as they come in. Some pro tips on this lead nurturing, lead management kind of idea. Call your leads. In fact, call them within the first 5 minutes, or at least email them back within the first 5 minutes of receiving that form. Most consumers are understanding that, if it's after business hours or if it's weekend, they're probably not going to hear back from you. But hey, if you want to earn a customer, go ahead and respond. If you're getting these lead forms and the notifications on your email or on your phone through email, go ahead and respond. You let them know, hey, we're closed right now, but I did get your email. I would love a chance to talk with you. What does 9 a.m. on Monday look like for you? Perfect. Now they're not going to be going out and they're not going to try to find another company to fill out that lead form, right? We already know they're researching. We already know a consumer will fill out around 3 lead forms. And the first person that gets back with them is generally the first person that wins the business. So if you can communicate with them, they don't have to go out and do another 3, because now you're competing against 5 other businesses instead of just 2 other businesses. That goes a long way. It goes a long way to ensuring that your marketing dollars are being spent effectively and correctly. And it also goes a long way to building that reputation and the social proof. If you get back to somebody very quickly, you get back to them over the weekend, maybe you solve their problem or you answer their questions and set that meeting, they are a lot more likely to work with you because they feel to an extent like they owe you. Boy, you went out of your way on a Saturday at 8 o'clock at night, and I'm so thankful that you did that, because I got my questions answered in a timely manner that I needed answered. That's why I filled out the form. I guess if I'm going to work with anybody, you might be a little bit more expensive, but I'm going to work with you because I know for a fact you're going to respond, you're going to answer my questions, you care, you got great customer service. All of those things are incredibly, incredibly valuable for your lead generation efforts. So, quick recap on your website, keep it simple. Make sure people can locate who you are, what you do, and how to contact you within 2.5 seconds. Make sure you've got either a call to action button or a lead form on your homepage, and especially on your landing pages. For your ads, run lead form ads on Facebook and LinkedIn. Send people on Google directly to your landing pages so that the keyword, the ad, and the landing page are all exactly specific to what the user searched for. Use retargeting for sure. I didn't mention this earlier, but also video is incredibly powerful for increasing conversions on your landing pages, because it is your 24-hour salesman that always gets the pitch right every single time and can do that pitch 1,000 times a day and never has a problem. Then you focus on your reputation and social. Use top-rated local to help manage your reputation and grow your social proof. And finally, for nurturing, use our free CRM at marketing360.com, email marketing, SMS marketing, and again, retargeting, as well as contacting your leads as soon as you hear from them, or at least communicating, I'm not here right now, I will answer your question. What's a good time on Monday, or what's a good time tomorrow morning that I can contact you? That's it in a nutshell. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming in. If you do have any questions, or if there's tips you think I missed, be sure to leave them in the comments. We'll be sure to answer them. If there's other videos or webinars that you'd like us to do, we love those suggestions. We'd be happy to create some of those videos. In fact, that's where this webinar came from. We had a question: what are some great resources and what are the basics for lead generation websites? That's why we went ahead and did this. Thank you again. Thanks so much for watching, and happy marketing.